Hello. I feel like giving you guys my best angle. Where's my best angle? I'm not even wearing any earrings, but I feel so beautiful. Like, all right. Hello, people. Hello. It's been days. Yes, so this is me. I'm currently 23 weeks gone. Today's date is 23rd of July 2022, and since I'm already in second trimester, I decided to give a brief rundown on what my first trimester was like the symptoms I had, just so you're expecting or you just confirmed, basically that's expected. If you just confirmed that you're pregnant, just what you think, what you might be expecting to go through or feel in your first trimester. So let's go. So at first I wasn't feeling anything. Like the first few days of me knowing I was pregnant, like 1 week, 2 weeks, I wasn't feeling anything. I was okay, I was myself, right? But when it got to like 2 weeks after getting a positive pregnancy result, I used to wake up with serious hunger pangs. Like hunger pangs are like the number one thing I experienced in my first trimester. I was having serious hunger pangs. Like, when you wake up first in the morning and then it's as if you went to farm in your dream basically. So I would wake up and usually just rush to make tea, make quicker oats, make pap, just get something to eat because I would be so hungry basically. The second thing I experienced like 2 weeks after, which is 4 weeks, I started feeling serious nausea. And the way that nausea started was funny because I was at work, I was working, but I just knew I was tired that day, I was feeling weak, and then I decided to, okay, let me just go and rest, let me just go and lay down. I don't know if that was a mistake I made, but from lying down, my brothers and sisters, that is how I started having serious nausea. Like I was vomiting every single day. Not every single day, I was vomiting many times in a day, like 2, 3 times, 4 times a day. I couldn't retain anything. I was vomiting water, I was vomiting every single thing. So like I would wake up in the morning and I'm vomiting, and because there's nothing in my stomach, because I'd already eaten since many hours ago, and the food, as I just said, it was very painful. Like basically I'm vomiting liquid. It's as if maybe I'm vomiting digested food or something, but I'm vomiting like liquid. And also one hack that helps me was when I wake up in the morning, I just drink a lot of water, so that when the vomit is coming, I'm just vomiting out that water back, and then I'm not feeling pain. Because when my stomach is empty, I was really feeling serious pain. Like it was very painful inside. I'll look for videos and compile at the end, but just show that that's one of the things I experienced, like very, very serious pain. And this went on from week 4 till week 14. So I had like 10 weeks of serious nausea, and in these 10 weeks I had to go off work. I was like on bed rest for a month and 2 weeks, for like 6 weeks of the 10 weeks. So it started lightly and all, but then it got very severe. I had to just let my employer know and be off work for over a month, and 3 weeks basically. And I'm very thankful. Like I'm very, very, very thankful that I had that opportunity, because if my employer had said no, if I had to like leave my job or something, I don't know how I would have felt. But I'm very, very thankful that I got the opportunity of actually like taking a rest to focus on my health and the health of my baby, which I really appreciate it. I really, really appreciate that. Then the next thing, okay, I felt dizzy. So that dizziness also comes with nausea. By the time you vomited everything in your system, you don't have any strength. But also another thing that led to me feeling dizzy, I started feeling dizzy, was I had a low iron in my blood, like a low blood count. So in my first set of blood tests I did at about 12 weeks, that was detected. So because I've been complaining of the serious nausea, I've been complaining of the pains, I've been complaining of like always vomiting, I couldn't retain anything and all that. They initially gave me a drug that was supposed to suppress the vomiting, but that drug, I was vomiting the drug. So basically I was dehydrated and always feeling dizzy. I couldn't stand for long, I couldn't I was just basically lying down most of the time. So when I went for that blood test at 12 weeks, it was detected that I had a low blood count, like a short supply of iron in my blood. So then I was now placed on iron supplements to help with that. So yeah, that's why the dizziness is a different point. Thirdly, acne. So acne was like one of the first signs that I used to know I was pregnant. If you check my previous video, on this pregnancy series, you would have noticed it. I had like breakouts on my forehead. Right now, this was the end of my second trimester, so yeah, it's clearing. But if you look closely, you would see the scars, like, but then it was so much. I had breakouts on I had breakouts on my forehead, like acne on my forehead. Then another thing is I was belching. In fact, I'm still belching. I think the belching is like a general thing. So generally, before I belch, like every human being belch when they finish eating, let out gas on the mouth. But when I became pregnant, I don't know, I could just drink water and then I'll give a loud belch. Just like, okay, now the water is going down. Anytime I eat, I'll belch. Like, I'll keep on belching. Belching was like a serious. And then there was a time I was also gassing. So basically, I don't know if I should put releasing of gas from the mouth and the other side. I was actually gassing. And every human being, of course, passes out gas. But this one, I'm talking about like it being so frequent, so smelly. Like, I would really gas, pollute, mess. I don't know what it is. And I've been wondering that did this come out of my stomach? Really? So I don't know if there was a change in the way my digestive system was working, but at my first trimester it was bad. Now I still belch. I'm not gassing anymore. Now I still belch, but it's manageable now. Then at 6 weeks I started, and then one thing that the vomiting caused, I mentioned before, was dehydration and constipation. So I could go 3 days, 4 days and not go to the loo, like, which is unusual of me. I'm the kind of person that goes to the loo every single day, like every day, which is why I used to pride myself as not being somebody that gasses a lot, because, oh, all right, I've already passed the main thing in the toilet, so nothing is remaining to be coming as gas. But this time, okay, yeah, maybe that's why I was gassing a lot, thinking about it. But this first trimester, I was dehydrated, and so I was constipated too. So I wasn't really going to the toilet 3 days, 4 days, like really, I wasn't going to the toilet. Anyways, when it got to 6 weeks, I started having food aversion, and I don't know if it's food aversion or a change in my taste buds. So normally, as a person, I eat bread, but I'm not really a fan of bread. Like, I'm not really a fan of bread, and I don't really like all forms of pastries. Like, there are some cakes I don't like because I think they're too sweet. So I prefer to bake my cake, or I buy something that is not too sweet. Basically, that's my preference. But for white bread, like, some people that just eat 5 loaves, 5 slices of bread, 3 slices of bread. No, like, I'm a 1 or 2 slices of bread kind of person. And then I'll take more of the tea or whatever the bread is going to be. But suddenly, I found myself loving bread and crackers. Okay, I liked crackers from the beginning if I got pregnant, but then when I was experiencing this nausea, the only thing that I could retain in my stomach most times was white yam, cream crackers, like this cracker that is not too sweet cracker. What again? Bread, just eating bread. And also, yeah, I had extreme case of nausea, and there's actually a medical term, hyperemesis. Is it gravidum? Hyperemesis. Then there's a G word. I would put it in the screen. Then so 6 weeks when I started liking bread, which I did not like. Then I started being very sensitive to smell. I hated the smell of stockfish. If you are Nigerian, African, you know stockfish is like dried cod fish. I think they import it from Norway to Nigeria, but we Nigerians, especially the southerners, like stockfish. We use it to cook our soup, gives it flavor, stockfish. Like, if you're an Igbo person, cook with stockfish, like, oh yes, kind of, right? But I hated the smell of stockfish. In fact, how I even got about it, I wanted to make egusi soup. I felt like, oh, let me make egusi soup, because since I could eat yam, I actually used to use my food processor to like make pounded yam. So I'm like, I eat it with draw soup most times, but then I'm like, oh, let me try egusi soup if I'll be able to retain it and keep it in my stomach. That was how I started boiling the stockfish, and it made me vomit. My eye was turning me. I couldn't stand the smell. I had to put off the stove. That was the end of the cooking. I think I later completed it like later on, but I didn't want to be around anything stockfish. And this is not just, it's not just for stockfish, but I was very, very sensitive to smell. I complained about the smell of my husband's cream. I complained about the smell of the soap, the body wash. Sorry. I complained about the smell of the body wash we had in the bathroom. I complained about the smell of almost everything. If I told him to go to the I told him to go to the store and make sure that he gets everything that does not have a smell. So if you buy cream for me, I don't want anything that has a smell. Just buy any. I don't know if there's a scentless cream, but anyway, later got Nivea. He got one variant of Nivea. Is it Nivea or Dove? But one of them or two of them, that the smell, the scent was not really strong. It actually had like a natural. So yes. Then it's perfume. Like, don't spray any perf around me. Don't spray anything. I was very, very sensitive to smell. Then I disliked Quaker Oats. So me as a person, I like pap, right? But I prefer Quaker Oats to pap. But suddenly I got pregnant and I disliked Quaker Oats. I couldn't take Quaker Oats anymore. But now I'm back to it. Now in my second trimester, I can actually take Quaker Oats again. Yep. So anyways, the nausea started from 4 weeks and ended on the 14th week. So that's like 10 full weeks of nausea. And then 14 weeks is actually like, okay, you're now officially into second trimester, right? So let me just say I had nausea for most of my first trimester. Anyway, guys, that's the end of the update. I hope you find this video useful. So if you're pregnant, you're trying to conceive, and it's just something to have in mind, something to be conscious of, is the level, your blood, your iron level, your blood level. Basically, just be sure that you don't have a low blood count, and also that you don't begin to feel dizzy, nauseous, and all of that. That would help. So you could be on your supplements, right? Begin to take your prenatals early. Once you find out, before you find out, begin to take your prenatals, especially if you lost weight, because I lost some weight. Like, I lost weight before I got pregnant, so I think that's what affected my blood level. And also, secondly, you should just be conscious of, you know, the things you expose yourself to, like strong scents and all, just like don't trigger vomiting if you are not already vomiting at all. But yeah, that's what I experienced in my first trimester. Good to make this video finally. See you guys in the next one. Bye. Please, before you go, don't forget to like share, subscribe, please. And if you like this pregnancy series, let me know in the comment section. You can also share whatever symptoms you had in your first trimester, you know, just so that we just share our experiences here. All right, ciao.